Hello, welcome to my channel. It's Gracie here. We have an amazing topic today, and I'm kind of like really relaxed because I just got done doing some yoga, like actual stretching. So let's dive into it. Today's topic is, what is success? And what is the yogi style of success? Or just in general, like, what is success? So I was reading this book called The Yogi Code. It's a wonderful book. I just got it. I'm already like on page 50. But it's made by Yogi Cameron. And he used to be a model, and then he went into being a yogi. So I'm gonna read this page, and yeah. Let me find it. Okay. When we are fixated on the outer world and invest all our time thinking about things such as money, career, relationships, sex, and belongings, our minds become engrossed in our surroundings through the senses. In this mental state, we only believe in a material existence, and all other levels of consciousness stay out of reach or are unknown to us. Our society is focused on machines and technology, thinking the more we see progress on these material levels, the more we are advancing as humans. But we need to look back at our progress so far. Have we been able to live peacefully, lovingly, or kindly with others and the environment for the last 5,000 years? We are advancing by leaps and bounds on the technological front, but on all other levels of humanity and spirituality, we are sinking deeper and deeper into an abyss of ignorance, cruelty, and fear, trying to protect ourselves from the quote-unquote enemy. The only real enemy is the fear we have created inside our minds. It's time to shift our focus from material world and in our self-inflicted suffering and stress. It's time to return to that which we came from, the cosmic consciousness of our universe that connects all beings together. We can either come together being our most loving and compassionate selves, or we can continue to live disconnected and in fear of one another, pointing out our differences such as race, religion, sexual orientation, and political views. One path leads to liberation and purpose on the highest level, and the other keeps us stuck exactly where we are on a much lower level. It's time to choose your path. No one can exist on both. I'm trying to see. Okay, here's where it gets into success. We read a lot about successful people and their life stories, their struggles and their ups and downs, but usually there is a common thread in how they made it. A lot of determination and persistency in their dreams and beliefs. We live in a world where we define successful people as the ones who build empires and companies that are worth billions. They are the people who hold world records and win championships, who have fame and wealth, who go beyond the ordinary and become the few celebrated ones. We also recognize others who have overcome disease, disability, hardship, or extreme struggle through poverty or addiction. These are examples not necessarily of successful people, but of inspirational people. People we look up to who never gave up and overcame the odds. But it isn't often that we think about being healthy in body, mind, and spirit as being successful. We don't associate with having a balanced and calm mind as successful, or being healthy as an accomplishment. There are no special contests or award for this. But not getting sick and keeping a healthy body and mind is the backbone of any spirituality successful person. Can a person go to work, tend to their children with a healthy attitude, be of use to anyone if they are sick in bed? And then on the next page it says, your success will come from an inner source of power that nothing can shake or steal, and you won't be dependent on material objects or people to sustain your contentment. This is the true freedom for the yogi. So, my input. Reading that was very freeing to my mind, and it honestly reminded me of the real purpose of like why we're here. I know a lot of people, and I think about people and you probably do too. Just think about someone who is constantly into the world, politics, working, life in general, and the outside world. And anything that they can't see, they don't believe. So these, to me, are not necessarily happy people. There are so many people and so many Americans who define their happiness based on if they own a house or if they're doing this or that, or if they've gone to college, if they have a PhD, becoming a successful individual. In the minds of most Americans, success has to do with career, money, and work, and real estate and stuff like that, And I partially think that this has to do with school, because when I was in school, that's what was taught. That's what's aimed for, for you to get good grades, for you to go to college or whatever, or own a business or something, and then you're considered successful, right? But is that really true? And what would life be like if we considered success as being content and happy, healthy, and free, and treating people well, and being in service to others and to yourself? What would success look like? Truthfully, when you're a yogi, there's a lot more in the world than the inside, and you define success in your own way. Because I will tell you, I've talked to people and they say, oh, she owns a house, she owns a business, he owns this, he owns that, he's doing good. I'm going to say that means that you have gained your accomplishment, that you have accomplished your desire. But does that mean that you are doing good? Because a lot of people that I know that has this money or this material wealth, and to me that's just the basics of living that you need, but a lot of people that I know who have that, and they put their entire success and their entire identity of who they are into what they have, are not really good people. I'll say they don't have good humanity and good morals, which is like a big thing that you need. I know a lot of people who have big houses, big money, and very little humanity and very little happiness, or they're just assholes. But you get to define what success is, and your path in yoga, in being a yogi or yogini, whatever. You get a success in your heart and in your morals and your principles and how you live, how you're free. and how you treat people, how you serve people, and how you treat yourself and how you serve yourself. That when anytime there's something happens in life where you need to adapt, there's still nothing that can take away that success and freedom in your soul and in your body. Because the thing with people who identify their success with material goods, and that's it, well, if something happens to those material goods, then what happens? Their success is taken away, or now they're a failure, or they've had a fall from grace. But truthfully, when you're a yogi and you've defined success for yourself in the inside, nobody, no one can take that away from you but yourself. That is a God-given success when you know that you are in your purpose and you're guided to your purpose. And when you know that in the inside that your goal is to be happy, content, wise, and family, like the world is your family, humanity is your family, and continuing to raise the vibration of this planet and continue to invest in people and nature and yourself and the path of your soul. That to me is success. Because when you pass away, when you die, and you go to the next lifetime, you can't bring your car, you can't bring your house, you can't bring your pool in the backyard, you can't bring your big staircase. All of that stuff that's here is for lifestyle purposes, and you're not bad for wanting that. That is a desire. But when you die here and you go to the afterlife or you go to the next life, what are you bringing? You're bringing yourself, and you're bringing your consciousness. You're bringing the vibration that you are on. You're bringing your lessons, and you're bringing that stuff into the afterlife. So I believe that God sees that the universe sees that, and you will continue to be blessed and loved on when you live that way. Okay? And he was also talking about Nelson Mandela and how he met him, and how Nelson Mandela is so inspiring to him because he served 20-something years in prison and came out like it didn't even happen with a smile on his face. Because you can be put in prison, but it's a choice to have prison inside of you. And that's really just how you have to grow and have to live. You know, it's really a growing process, honestly. And don't listen to people. Like, people can really lead you astray, because a lot of people are just simply flawed. And they will tell you a lot of things about success and what it means to them and what you need to do. But they're not going to tell you about the times that they're miserable and sad. And not even like the regular emotion sad. Like, I'm talking about miserable, or the times where they don't have humanity, where they treat people bad, where they gossip, where there's people out here who've done all types of things. So it's just like, go in the inside to find your path and define your way of success and fun. I'm a 19-year-old pregnant female, and I'm about to have a baby. I view giving life to another person as success. I most definitely do. A lot of people in this world, they don't think that way because they don't have a lot of humanity. And they think that you're doing something bad by having a baby young or whatever they assume or think. But I choose to have that definition of success in my mind because I know that the lessons that motherhood will and may teach me. And I also know that my baby will be such a beautiful soul. That is success. That is glory in the eyes of the universe and God. You know what I mean? That is beautiful. So people are going to make assumptions based off of your lifestyle or based off of how you live or, based off of whatever they want to do because of their definition of success. But like this guy in this book, he went from being a fashion model and living in Paris with Naomi, well, not with Naomi Campbell, but on the runway with Naomi Campbell and all those elite models, private jets, fast lifestyle. And that did not satisfy him fully in his heart. He had that desire, he had that experience, but that did not satisfy him and define his success in his heart. And he went into different institutes and became a yogi. And that is how he found his purpose on the inside, So that says a lot to me because a person who will go from private jets and fast lifestyle, shaking hands with the president, to being a yogi, being humanitarian, family-oriented, and desiring to be a light of the world, and being satisfied in that, and continuing the journey with that, because that is something that you can take with you after you pass away, is that. And when you define success in the inside, you release yourself from competition, okay? I don't believe there's any competition with me because I'm Gracie. I mean, what competition, you know what I mean? But in America, in the school system, in a work field, there's constant competition. And it's almost like in school, I noticed it's almost like there's the dogs and then there's the chickens. You know what I mean? Like basically, it's all kind of like a race to get to different levels. You know what I mean? And it's a one man for itself. And a person who has 4.0 GPA is gonna get this, and a person who has a 3.0 GPA is gonna get this, right? And they may both work really hard too, but there's just some things I just was not good at, okay? But anyway, and everybody just has their own different stories. So in high school, before I was homeschooled, I completely let go of control and competing because that naturally was just not my success. That was not my definition of success, and that was not my definition of purpose. And to me, that whole ideology was not useful for my time. And a lot of people just didn't understand that because it's about survival. It's about eat or get eaten in a lot of people's minds. But when you're called to do something different, and when you are different, and you know in the inside, there's a reason why the universe, why God put this in my head. There's a reason why I want to move here. There's a reason why I want to be with this person, or there is a reason why I dance, I do yoga. There is a bigger reason why than a lot of people can even process in their own brain, because they're confined in what they believe is success, and they're confined in what they see with their outer senses, but they are not in tune with their inner senses. They are in tune with politics. They are in tune with money, their home. They are in tune with their career. That is the things that matter to them. But what matters to me is my happiness, connecting with nature, eating good, eating healthy, growing my family, loving my family, having fun, having new experiences, reading, and just keep going with like what I want to do and what my heart leads me to do. When your heart is closed, I notice this, when your heart is closed and you're not around the right people, and you're not like, you're going through things, you have to open up your heart and heal yourself to be able to find your path and what you want to do. Not having to ask for permission from all these other people, or should I do this or should I do that, or being indecisive because you don't really know what you want, because you haven't defined this, what success is on the inside. You haven't opened up your heart. You haven't asked to be led. You know what I mean? So that is my definition of success, is being a light of the world. And if you decide that, then congratulations, and beware that a lot of people will be jealous, because your aura, your mind, and your presence is really gonna light up the room. And and you're gonna have to protect that and protect yourself, and make sure you're feeding your mind and your body the right things when you decide that. You know what I mean? But when you also decide that, animals, nature, and family, good people, healthy foods, new experiences, traveling, that'll all become your best friend. You know what I mean? And continue to grow with the inside of up here, okay? Because once you're secured up here within your success, once you're secured up here within your definition of success, nobody can take that away from you. Thank you for listening. I really enjoyed talking to you guys.